And I'm Carol.
We've both come together to create a podcast called
Real Life, Real Talk.
And the aim of the podcast is to discuss well-being, health,
And hair and beauty.
and the world of travel.
So yes, we want to look at all the areas because one thing in particular that comes to mind is, because I've been doing hairdressing for many, many years, and I'm not going to tell you how many years because you're going to try and guess my age, and I'm 21, so we all know that. So I'm going to go into a little bit about hair. I found that in my experiences doing hair, I've come across so many people, and the issues were always relationships, weight, and I'm going to just talk a little about weight because I found that it makes a lot of women out there really uncomfortable. And I don't know about you,
confidence
Janet,
as well.
because
because they're carrying this excessive weight.
Yes, and it could be due to so many different reasons. Because a lot of people feel that they've been judged because of their weight, and they feel so uncomfortable. They don't go out. They get depressed.
On top of that as well, when you reach to a certain age, some women, because they're carrying weight, don't feel confident to actually make themselves look the best as they can be.
Right.
And they just lack that confidence in terms of going out and meeting new people and forming really great relationships.
Yeah. That could be a big hindrance as well, because if someone doesn't feel great, they're not going to want to go out and maybe meet anyone, to find their life partner or, just have a friendship, But I think that's a very big, issue and, to cover, because a lot of people don't even like to talk about it.
Yes.
I'm going to confess, I've struggled with weight. And before you say anything, I know.
She looks great, right?
Look, I'm saying that there are people who are always talking about weight in terms of someone overweight. But there's an issue because there's a lot of people that are underweight. Or feel that they're underweight. So, for example, with me, I've always been trying to gain more weight. And because I have a high metabolic rate.
And Carol is quite active.
Very active.
So when I say active, she's quite active. She just keeps moving, and I think what it is with Carol, she just burns a lot of calories.
Yes. So it is not just one-sided.
Yeah.
And also we have to look at when people are actually getting older.
Yes.
And they're trying to keep their weight down.
Exactly. And that's the difficult sticking point. As you're getting older, you don't really want to move as much as when you were younger. But it's really important that as you're getting older, you keep moving, right? Don't become a cabbage potato sitting in front of the TV, watching Netflix and YouTube, right? So that's why you're gaining the weight. One of the issues that I find as well, now because we're working differently, we are working from home a lot more.
That's
right. So I think really that's probably one of the issues as well, because you find that because you're at home, you're comfortable in your own zone and you're not getting up and you're not moving. I have that issue sometimes. When I'm working from home, I don't want to move.
That's right.
Isn't it?
That's one of the problems, one of the big problems, and more people are, opting to stay at home. But one of the things you can do is at least, and that's what you do, Janet, you stop and you actually go out, because sometimes you call me when you're in the park or, and you're walking and we'll have a little chat while she's walking or doing her power walk. Yeah. So these are the things that will just break up the day, and also it will take you away from the screen of your computer, because that's not really...
It's not for your eyes.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
If you can just sort of make a plan, schedule every day what activities you're going to do. And there's so much. You don't have to literally go to the gym. For people who can't really subscribe to gym for one reason or another.
It could be the expense of going to a gym.
Yeah.
So what I tend to do to keep my body moving, because it's not all about building muscles. Yes, as you're getting older, it's really important to build muscle, right? Because what happens is, as you get older, you'll become weaker. So you need muscle to sustain your strength, right? So this is what I do. When I'm working from home, I make sure that I definitely take my hour lunch at 1 o'clock. or whatever time it may be, and I definitely go for a power walk. It's not a casual walk, it's a power walk. Okay, there's a difference.
Yes, and what I do as well is even though I'm always standing for the nature of my work, I would still make it a point to go swimming sometimes. I mean, I was not that, I could swim, but I was not that brilliant, a strong swimmer. And I made it a point to go every Wednesday, book, to a gym and go and done swimming. Every Wednesday religiously. And I did that for 1 year straight. And at first I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to lose even more weight. But it actually made me build a little bit of muscle, and I started paying attention with the type of food I was eating as well. So I would advise you to schedule different days, because there's always a time where you can actually take the time out and do something to help you exercise,
And then, one of the issues as well is going to be what we're eating. But I think that's another topic, which is a separate topic about eating and your eating habits, okay? Because that contributes to putting on weight. Either putting on weight or you're losing too much weight, okay? So that's another topic which we'll go into as well.
Yes, and I just want to say to all of you out there who are having serious issues with weight, because we haven't covered, medication, because sometimes medication can contribute to you gaining weight. There's so many other areas that can actually contribute to weight. So, and also for those of you like me who want to gain weight as well, we're always left out. It's always people who want to lose, but not people who want to gain
weight.
So there are different benefits as well. And you know what? The power shakes and all of that, I tried it all. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. Not for me anyway. So so stick with us, and then we'll go through all that and how you can try and start your regime to get healthier and also to reduce your weight and also to gain your weight and fitter.
And really, once you feel in this way, you'll actually feel happier within yourself, because you're hitting your goals of where you want to be. Okay, so this is an intro. We're looking forward to the podcast and getting to collaborate with the audience. So just like, share and subscribe. But the most thing you need to do is subscribe, because you want to receive our content.
Yes.
Okay,
so welcome again, and we'll see you next time.
Over and out.
Maybe